Friends, this year a film named The Survive has been released. In this film, a concept has been shown where the oceans of the earth disappear from their place. This is a very big change, and what will be the effect of this incident on the earth and humans? This story will try to know, so definitely watch it till the end. The story of the film begins by showing a family. This family is of Tom and his wife's name is Julia. They have two children, Cassie and Ben. They have gone on a sea trip to spend their holidays in their boat, and at this time they are in the Caribbean Sea. These people were very happy and were spending a good time here. Tom was teaching his son Ben to catch fish and Cassie was relaxing. At the same time, Julia goes to the sea to swim. After some time, Julia feels something strange in the water, as if there is something in the water. She felt that maybe this is her suspicion. She tries to swim again but feels something again. This time she panics. She is too far away from the boat, so she starts screaming for help. Tom hears her voice and everyone panics. Tom goes to rescue Julia and brings her back to the boat. At the same time, the boat's compass starts spinning strangely, which is not normal. Tom is angry because he had already said that whoever goes into the water should tell others that this is the sea and anything can happen here. Julia apologizes and the incident is quickly forgotten. In the evening, they celebrate Ben's 13th birthday. Tom lights the candles on the cake and everyone congratulates Ben. Cassie takes a picture of her family. Meanwhile, Cassie's boyfriend Adam calls her. He was missing Cassie and asks about the trip. During the video call, Cassie sees that a dangerous storm is about to hit the city. This upsets Cassie and she goes to tell her parents about this. Before they can know anything, they suddenly feel a tremor. Everyone runs to the deck. Then they see that large whales are passing by. Tom explains that sometimes whales get lost during a storm. Due to magnetic properties, a whale can also jolt the boat. After they leave, Tom goes into the water to see if the boat has been damaged or not, and also what is happening in the water. But he injures himself on the propeller and comes back. Tom himself was a marine biologist and his wife Julia is a doctor. Julia treats Tom's wounds. Tom tells that the tail of the whale has slightly damaged the shaft, which causes a stroke. They may face difficulty in sailing. Cassie was trying to contact Adam again and again, but there was no network. Even the boat's radio was not getting any signals. Seeing the situation, Tom got worried. He estimated his rations and found out that they had only 4 days of water left. But they were on a shipping route, so someone would surely find them. Then they heard strange sounds from outside. When they came out, they saw that something was falling from the sky. At first they thought it was a comet, but it fell very close to them. Tom said that it was satellites. To avoid the debris, Tom tried hard to start the boat and move away from there, but the remaining engine of the boat also got damaged. All of them hid inside the boat. The boat was shaking rapidly with the waves. All of them wore life jackets. And they prepare for the worst. Then a strange and dangerous sound affects them. Julia's nose starts bleeding and the children start vomiting as if a strong storm has come. Anyway, this terrible night passes. In the morning, when they wake up and Tom comes out, he is very surprised because they are no longer in the sea but in a deserted and dry area. Actually, this was that area of the sea, but overnight the sea of the earth had disappeared from here. Tom tries to console his family that it is not necessary that everyone has died. He takes some measurements and understands that the compass is showing the wrong direction. North is not where it should be. This means that the poles of the earth have shifted. This has happened on Earth before, but in very old times. So it is possible that where the land was now, there was a desert. The sea is there and many people may have been destroyed by now. Cassie is unable to bear this truth and starts crying in the cabin. Julia calculates the rations so that she can know how much time they have. Meanwhile, Ben releases colorful balloons in the sky in the hope that someone may come to save them. Tom was repeatedly sending distress signals. Suddenly, he gets a reply. Before this accident, a submersible was sent to the sea for research and its captain was Oliver. They were at a great depth in the sea and hence they were saved. Oliver said that all the communication systems have failed, so it would be foolish to expect help. Oliver also said that this sea will come back to its place, so they will have to go to a high place so that they can be saved. Tom asks the captain if he can save his children. Oliver explains that the submersible is small. Unfortunately, his partner is dead and can only carry one person. Tom and Julia somehow convince him to let go. They are asking him to save their children. Oliver, knowing their location, tells them that this place is 3 days away. The next day they were going to leave for this journey. They were ready to leave with the necessary things. When Tom saw a man, Tom went near him. The man looked injured. Tom gave him water to drink. As soon as the man drank the water, he suddenly attacked Tom and killed him with a harpoon. Julia could not believe her eyes. She was very scared to see this. The madman now moves to kill Julia. Julia came in the boat to save her life. She hid her children in a place and gave a flare gun to Cassie and told her to kill him if she got a chance. The children were also very scared. Julia took a weapon and hid in the boat. The madman probably entered the boat by breaking the door. He was hungry for a long time, so he pounced on the food and then he started looking for Julia. Julia sneaks out from the hole in the boat, so the madman is not able to see her. But the man also had a dog which saw Julia, so Julia was forced to kill him. To save her children, she entered the boat again, but this time the killer attacked her. He beats her a lot, throws her on the couch and he kills Julia too. But then Cassie fires a flare gun, which injures the killer and the boat catches fire. Julia leaves the boat with her children, taking the map and other important things. Cassie and Ben cry a lot after seeing their father's dead body. But then Julia sees that the killer is still alive, so she starts running away from there with her children. The boat crashes with a big explosion. Julia and her children cross a rocky desert and take refuge in a valley. They rest for a while. There was some water there, but it was salty sea water. Ben was very sad for his father. He was blaming himself because the balloons had helped the killer reach them. Julia gives courage to her son and they move forward because the killer was still chasing them. One day passed. They did not stop. On the way, Ben found a dead hammer shark from which he took some meat. But the killer was not leaving them alone. So they could not stop. They reached an area where there were barrels of toxic waste. Because humans used to throw garbage in the sea, it was now visible here. These people were walking on the bottom and were surrounded by plastic and garbage thrown by humans. They were passing through a pile of garbage which was clearly pointing towards pollution. After a while, Julia sees that Ben is very dehydrated and she gives him some leftover water. Cassie was now having a runny nose and was afraid that he would not survive, but Julia calms her down. Anyway, while walking they find a full-fledged crashed plane in a big field which must have fallen into the sea. It was about to be evening, so they decide to spend the night in it. Later, Julia remembers the moment when she first met her husband Tom, and how they fell in love. Tom was a marine biologist. Once he was stranded in the sea for 9 days. Then he was rescued and Julia treated him. While talking, she herself became emotional and her children were also remembering their father. After some time, Cassie came out of the plane. The killer was not going to stop and he reached here too. Just when he was about to kill Cassie, Julia attacked him from behind and ended the story of the killer. Julia was very angry. Then Cassie calmed her mother. Next morning when they came out, they saw that something had eaten the corpse. This meant that there was something else here. Dangerous. The drinking water had finished and Ben was very thirsty during the journey. Despite his mother's refusal, he drank dirty water which made him sick. Soon they find some plastic chairs and using them they make a temporary shelter to avoid the sun and rest in it. Suddenly Julia hears strange sounds. When she goes out to see, thousands of crabs were coming towards them. Now there was nothing else to eat here, so these people are the ones who are not eating. They were their prey. Julia started running with her children. There was a container ship at some distance. There were some other people also there, but they did not let them come inside the container. They were forced to climb up. Then big crabs reached there. There was a hole in the container where the people were hiding. So the crabs entered inside and killed everyone. In an attempt to save herself, Julia injured her leg, which she later tied with a cloth. But after this she fainted. Next morning when she woke up, she saw that her children were alive and the crabs had gone from there. They found some food and weapons there. Julia treated her wound, but in the meantime she lost the map through which these people could reach Oliver. Julia found a radio in the pocket of a dead man through which she contacted Oliver. Oliver said that he was also attacked by those crabs. According to his observation, the sea is going to return soon. That is why these creatures have come to the surface. Julia begs him to save her children, but he does not know where to go. They have to go there because the map is lost. Oliver uses a flare gun which gives the family his location. The family starts running in that direction. They see a yellow submarine in the distance, but it was difficult to reach there because of the rocky ground in the deep area of the old sea. Cassie was upset that they only wanted to save themselves, but Julia does not say anything. At that time they have to go through a valley where there was a lot of toxic waste. At one place Julia got separated from her children due to falling rocks. Julia tells them to move forward because there is very little time. If they stay there then everyone will die. When Cassie refuses, Julia begs her to save her brother. Cassie and Ben leave the valley and reach the submarine, but there is no one inside. Suddenly Oliver, who is badly injured, she came in front of them. It was impossible to escape. She asked them to quickly get into the submarine, but Cassie goes back for her mother. The crabs had attacked her and now Julia had run out of bullets. But her daughter reached on time and she takes her out of the valley. Together they reach the submarine. Just then the crabs attack, in which Oliver is killed, but the rest of the people had already got into the submarine. At that moment a big wave of the sea is seen. The water lifts the submarine and brings it to the surface. Meanwhile Julia starts remembering everything that had happened in these few days. The tremors were so dangerous that these people could not remain in their senses. After some time, when everything became calm and their eyes opened, Julia opens the hatch and comes out, where she sees a destroyed city. Perhaps now very few humans are left in the world. And with this friends, this film ends. We hope you liked this video. Stay connected. See you in some other story.